I tricked you. I'm not upset. I'm very happy. But I tricked you with that face, right? My name is Chico López, folks. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time in this channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so make sure that you get the channels about these. Videos here are not really that short. They're really fantastic. If you're really interested to learn about the American Pitbull Terrier, watch the whole complete video, because the information that I give in the middle and the very end, they're very important. Most people today like to watch very short videos, and I don't believe in that generation. I am a student, and I am also a teacher. So I love to teach, and I love to learn, and I love and appreciate when somebody brings me great information that can help me. Starting with that, I'm going to talk to you today about the topic: why breeders, why not breeders, and the impact of breeders in society when it comes to dogs. To do that today, I'm going to use some samples that are going to come in from horses. By the way, today the Cowboys won. Beautiful coffee. For those guys that corrected me the last time, geniuses. Yes, it's latitude, okay, no altitude. All right, great. So today we live in the era of fake information, or like somebody will say, disinformation. And the fact is, I'm going to give you an example. You see these dogs in the back? You see the Masacamba there with the 3 heads? Amazing, amazing dogs. See the great global, the Bagman global champion, Mechanic Bug global champion. Boom! Fantastic dogs. Now, let me tell you, by the way, every time somebody gets a puppy from Chico López, those dogs are included in the pedigree, by the way, most of the times. Okay? And so here we go. Let me put this together for you. Many times you go to a channel, and I'm going to say this because I talk about this information. You go to channels and you see people talking about dogs that they don't own. They talk about Mayday, they never seen them with their eyes. They talk about this dog and that dog, I don't want to say the names, they never seen them. When you come to Chico López, the dogs that you see are the dogs that he had created. And it's so funny that I got a clip from a real cheap breeder, like disgusting animal. Like the guy is completely worthless as a breeder, right? He has a channel on YouTube, and believe me, he has maybe 3 or 4 times or 10 times more subscribers than me, and he has no idea how powerful I am and how influential I am when it comes to the real American Pitbull Terrier, right? The guy mentioned, oh, I have Macho Buck dogs and stuff. It's so funny, you know, Macho Buck, when he was a puppy, was in my hands, when he was completely destroyed, and I recuperated him, I remade him in my hands, in my house. I built him up. I have his frozen semen, he's for sale, I don't want it. I had made champion for him, I don't want him. So, but what do I want? What do I want? Pass me the picture so I can show you what I want. What I really want, which is better than Macho Buck. By miles. I mean, 1 breeding, 2 global grand champions. Macho Buck, 0. This is the dog right here, awesome buck. You don't have that, okay? And then the guy, when he make the video, he used this picture. That's a disgrace, guys. You know what this is here? It's Chico López's global grand champion, Sierra the Great. This is the poster. This is the main thing, his whole thing, but you're going to talk about me. This is what I said is the place of disinformation. But because we have great people that are coming into my channel and learning and going forward, analyzing and understanding, and this, the comment says, Chico, you open my eyes, now I know. Of course, there are some guys that thought they knew about dogs. Of course, I have some doggers that have been there for 10, 15, 20 years, and then they're coming all skeptical, like, I know about dogs. And they come, they look around, and the first thing is like, oh, but you forgot to say this, and you forgot. Oh, you know, a lot of idiots, right? But at the end of the day, they understand that someone calls me on my number, 281-226-0370. If that person is a great person, he will get on 1 call, 1 deposit, 1 purchase, the 1 puppy that they never had in their life. Imagine my friend that calls me, get a dog from me, get 1 puppy that is better than anything somebody had for 30, 40 years. Make sure this doesn't come out the thing. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to tell you something. We talk about breeders. We talk about information. You know, you read books like this, for instance, right? You know, I didn't read this to become Chico López. But this is something about genetics and the genes of the sports, and why these Jamaican runners are, you know, faster than anybody else in the world, and the mutant genes and stuff like that. This happens in genetics when it comes to dogs. This talks about the mutant genes on human beings, the mutant genes on Jamaicans, why Jamaicans are so fast and the fastest people in the world. When it comes to dogs, it's fantastic and it's disgusting at the same time. Is in the big amount, it's disgusting, the level of stupidity, and it always been. As soon as I got into the dogs, I knew there was a lot of misinformation, right? It's like when I got into the drag racing, you know, in the neighborhood, boom, 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 they talking about this and they talking, and I'm going on this direction, and I'm going in that direction. Until it's drag racing, until I found the National Drag Racing Association, and I found, okay, this is the big leagues, right? So now we got the book, we got this, we get in the information, the product, you're studying the product. But always, always, on competition, on car competition, there was always someone that was the best. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Warren Johnson, back in 1991-93, 16-car field. If they would have let go of these cars all at the same time at the starting line, all the cars would have gone like this. If there was a laser beam here measuring the cars, the difference between the car that did not qualify, the number 17, because only 16 qualified, and the number 1 place would have been like 0.00500 of a second. In other words, the simple eye wouldn't understand, you know. But so many guys build all these very expensive cars, 500,000 operations, 1 million car operation, and they show up and they never win. And the guy that wins by very small detail, because he was the professor, Mr. Warren Johnson. Amazing. At those times, another amazing driver was being developed, Mr. John Force. And John Force was very instrumental in the head of Chico López when it came to the Pitbulls. I just gave you a secret. I just gave you a big secret. When I came to the dogs, I was reading and studying, analyzing John Force, 16-time world champion. And I was reading and analyzing why Warren Johnson was the number 1, paying attention to the details, analyzing competition, being number 1. I came to the breed, I wanted to be number 1. I wanted to be the best. Seriously, I didn't know I was going to become this good. I'm pretty sure that Warren Johnson, when he got into car racing, the number 1 guy was like 3-time champion, Don't Presume the Snake, and he wanted to be 3-time champion as well. He never thought he was going to become 16-time champion, so this is like totally unheard. When he came to this deal, you know, owning a champion was big, owning a grand champion. Listen to me, there's complete bloodlines that are based on a one single dog. And you have 100,000 people talking about this dog. Boo, 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 boo. Breeders and dog owners about this one dog. When it comes to Chico López, truckloads of champions and grand champions. Totally different level. Totally different level. So let me explain to you something. I could have things here that I can show you. When it comes to, I told you in the video before, if you haven't watched the video, go back. I gave you 5 different things. Number 1 was culture. I'm going to give you an example of something that I read recently in regards of horse racing, because also it's beautiful when you see this competition, genetics and stuff like that. It's so amazing. Now let me tell you something. If you have Netflix, if you have Prime, Amazon Prime, that's what it's called, right? If you have that, then you go back and you watch the movies of Secretariat, which is the biggest horse in terms of his heart, was like 3 times bigger than the regular size of a horse. And he broke all the records, and he's Triple Crown and the greatest horse in history. And then you look at another horse, which is very famous. They also make a movie called Seabiscuit. And Seabiscuit is admired because of his courage. He was smaller than all the other horses, but he had a big heart, and he will win because he had a big heart. He had a broken leg, and he won. Kind of reminds me of Ciega the Great, the one-eyed dog, right? You know? And oh my God, Ciega, when she was 10 months old, she lost her eye, right? So, and why did she lose her eye? Because when she was a puppy, another dog scratched her eye, and she had this cloud, gray cloud on her eye, and became, by the time she was 10 months old, she was getting sick, and the infection was big, and it gave her problems in her brain, so we had to remove the eye, so that's why Ciega has only 1 eye. So, you'll be listening like, oh my God, I heard these narraciones. Come on, man, get out of here, all right? I am the one that knows what happened. So, here we go. This man in Japan, very interesting story. The horse in Japan, the Japanese thought that they had the really great horses, right? And they had their own cub, they had their own deal. It reminds me like like the bully breeders, right? It reminds me of regular dog breeders and stuff like that. They had the little contests, the little events and stuff like that. And they get together, 200, 300, 60, 50 of them. They give themselves a prize. They give themselves a medal. Guys that compete in dogs, and they give grand champions and champions. There are levels to everything in life. There's levels to everything in life, right? Pay attention. These Japanese champions, there was a guy like me, crazy, taking numbers. He goes to America. I look at the numbers and said, our winner here from Japan will not qualify to run on the last place on these races in America. He realized that all the glory and all the stuff that Japan had in horses was worthless. That's correct, worthless. He had no use for none of these dogs from Japan. What he did, he invested time, continue going, understanding how the Americans work, learning, process, investing, going to events, putting time, putting money, going here, studying what worked, what didn't work. It's not about the bloodline, it's about the individual and the bloodline. What did Chico just say? Oh my God, I just learned something. That's correct. Thousands of Mayday dogs. Don't want him, only want one. Macho one-time winner. Not to ever be confused with Macho Buck. Totally different leagues. Macho Buck right here, Macho one-time winner, out of the chart. Completely animal. Don't ask me why, because I'm not going to tell you. You need to buy my book. Now he comes into this man from Japan. The guy in Japan buys these horses, take them to Japan, and I start to do things by himself. Kind of like when Chico went from New York to Texas working by himself and developing this, and then he went, to Brazil, and we are in Brazil, and we're working all this stuff and created great dogs. After that, Chico retired. Said, you know what will I keep, I'm already the best. I'm number one. That's it. I'm done. Nothing else. What do I need? Win like 10 times Triple Crown? There's no need to it. This is just repetition. I don't need that. I just wanted to have the best dogs. I already got it. Why do I have the best dogs? Do other people have good dogs? Yes, there's other people that have good dogs of every other color. What they don't have is this what I have in the back. A big bucket full of grades, all related into themselves. One standard, one man. They don't have that. Whenever you have one famous dog, you have an ocean of people working. Every one of them has different standards. This thing about being crazy can do that. Can the standards of the guy are the same as this guy. The standards of the guy are the same as this guy. Oh, but the pedigree joins them. Big mistake. Big mistake. So when it comes to me, one standard, one family, one man. So, which is right here in the pedigree, right? Very important. You get a dog from Chico López, a puppy, you have Ciega the Great on it, right? You have also Mayday, right? You have Area 51, right? Which Ciega the Great, top and bottom, right? I mean, bottom on this one, bottom on the other one, right? And when you get the Bagman, so you're getting all these great dogs as well. You're getting also Buck, right? 2 times, right? So, beautiful animals. So, just making them better and better and better. So, when it comes to these amazing animals, we must understand something. Every single breed of any animal, whether it's horses, whether it's dogs, is going to be influenced by the ability of a single man to be able to take things to the next level. To the next level. And the same thing as the mutant gene here, there's also a reverse thing of the mutant gene. The reverse thing is when you had the American Pitbull Terriers in the 1930s, they were going on a path to become this at some point. Chico López was not born. But, then came the pet people. Pet people, they take a chicken, and it's the greatest chicken in the world because they're their chicken, right? So, and then they came the clubs, and this and that. And we're going to have the judges, and they're going to give you a medal, and this and that, and the dog can jump, blah, 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 blah. And they decided to deform the breed. And then none of those guys are okay, they're doing good things for the breed, I guess. But I'm talking about the common breeder, the neighborhood breeder, right? And the backyard breeder, the one that, we got history in the dogs, man. Yeah, man. No, you're not. No, you're not. Look at this. When you look at this, you don't have this. And this is performance. I want you to know that. This is not just papers. Not just papers. This has performance here. There's stories here. There's great dogs here themselves. So it's not just papers. It's what the papers say, what the papers said, right? And so when it comes to these beautiful dogs, when it comes to those beautiful horses, there's a reason, there's a method how they become beautiful, how they become great. With the dogs, it's the same thing, how they become beautiful, how they become great. There's a process, there's a culture behind it that makes these dogs extremely great, amazingly great, above everybody else. Not every common person that has a dog in him. I have a female, I have a male, I'm gonna be. So let's suppose my friend, right, is a very rich millionaire friend of mine, loved horses for a long, long time. It's a true story. Loved horses for a very long time. And he invested millions of dollars in a race horsing operation, and he never really hit success. And then he sends somebody, an expert, to buy a beautiful horse. He's about to retire from horses. He didn't hit the gold pad or nothing. And all of a sudden, they buy this young horse for $200,000. The young horse, his name was Run Happy. And Run Happy didn't win the Triple Crown, but he won all the accolades to become the best horse of the time. Winning the Breeders' Cup and breeding these and winning all these things, right? And the greatest horse in history is called Terrier at Claiborne Farms in Kentucky. The stable of this horse was empty because he passed away many years, talking about maybe the 70s or the 80s, maybe the 70s. I think it was the 80s or the 70s, it was the 70s. And then the stable is open, is closed, it's empty, but then tourists come every day and pay to see and touch the stable. Well, these people call my friend and say, listen, we want to give him a place to stay there. My friend takes a cut and the stud feeds and stuff like that. He makes millions of dollars on this horse. And the horse now stays on Secretariats. That's called heritage. Pay attention to what I just said. Heritage. When you have a bully, when you have one of those monsters, where's my phone? I want to show some pictures to these guys here. I just sent you those pictures too. I don't know what my phone is doing there, but I'm going to show you something here. All right? When you see these things, they do have something called heritage, right? And the heritage is very, very important. Very important. I'm going to show you here some pictures. I just text them here to this other phone so I can show you. All right? Take a look at this, for instance. No, this is not it. This is not it. Somehow the pictures didn't go out, so she didn't get him. But there were some pictures of some men that I saw today on the internet, right? And these pictures show this poster of these men with bullies, right? And they come out like this in the podium, so proud. With these mutts. Mutts. The bully is a mutt. Tell your friend that has a bully to come watch this video. He will regret not having a real American Pitbull Terrier. Not just any mutt Pitbull, but a real American Pitbull Terrier. But a bully is a complete mutt. See, the real American Pitbull Terrier has over 100 years of becoming better. The bully has about 30 years of becoming worse. The basis of a bully are the worst American Pitbull Terriers, and then take them and bred because the one that had the biggest head, the shortest legs, the most deformed shoulders, the ugly, it's like pigs, cannot do anything. That's the bullies. It actually went from worse, from good, actually not even good, like really the worst pit bulls in the world, right, at the time. And they create them into these double X, triple X, and then deform them a little more, and they create these bullies, deform them a little more, and then they create this exotic, which is really garbage. And then because people, but you know something, I look at these posters and I see they're selling products like, really great products, like, for feeding and stuff like that. Listen to me, guys. This stuff that I'm saying on this video is not for everybody. My videos are not for everybody. Obviously not. They're for smart people. And so there's always going to be the masses that are going to do things the way they want to do them, right? There's people that they say, you know what, they cutting your tongue in the middle, and they have these ice snakes and stuff like that, and thousands of people do around the world because they believe it's cool, right? So people buy bullies because his friend has a bully, but there are some bully guys that are victims of these dogs. And there are some guys that have regular pitbull, mud pitbulls, or somebody that bought a dog from a stupid kennel, and all of a sudden he's coming and saying, something, I want to I want to talk to you, Mr. Lopez, about the wrong dog. I want to know what's your process. This dog is already about 10, 11 years old. It's about to die. I cannot get rid of it. I don't have that heart to get rid of it because it's been with the family for such a long time. He's been a good companion, but I know that now that I'm going to get a great dog, I know I'm coming to you, Mr. Chico Lopez. So I do have a lot of people calling me every single day. Just today I had 2 guys that called me for that particular purpose. They want to get the very best dogs, of course. And of course I have the breeders that call me all day, all night. It's like an avalanche. It's diminishing a little bit, but there's still a lot of them call me. You know, today they become slick. You know, they have their girlfriend, their mom to call me. You know, and they ask him, yeah, what bloodline? It's so funny. It is really funny when they come and they ask me that question. Really funny, guys. You know, I think about things in life, and I think about what it takes to have a real American Pitbull Terrier. Today is the easiest time, and I wish I would have just go YouTube, find Chico Lopez channel, you know, watch some videos, learn a little bit about him, learn a little bit about his journey, and just get a real great dog and enjoy myself. I hope you learn a little bit that breeders have the power to destroy every German Shepherd. If you see the German Shepherds today, they got a back that they just go like this to the floor. They don't even have really good angulation. They have breeding problems. The breeders are the worst thing that happened to every breed. Yet, 1 or 2 breeders that know what they're doing, they are the best thing that happened to every breed. The kennels, the culture of the kennel, which I'm going to discuss in another video. If you're still watching the video, kennels. When somebody called me, he's a kennel. It's so funny. A kennel. That word is like so destructive, you know. People think because I have a dog, I'm a kennel. Very, very damaging culture. Folks, God bless you. My name is Chico Lopez. 123pitbulls.com, ChicoLopez.com, therealpitbull.com. It's all me. 281-226-0370. God bless you.